What's up everyone, how you doing? Blue Nerd here and welcome back my friends to another Minecraft tutorial. Today guys, we are back in the docks in our lower class housing area, and today we're going to be building the little blacksmith. Now this is a really cool little build. It's really easy to build. The resources are fairly simple to gather up, minus the bricks. The bricks might be a little bit more awkward, but there's only a handful of them, so it should be pretty straightforward in survival. Now before we get started with the tutorial, if you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing, and if you are already subscribed to the channel, then please consider hitting that notification bell just next to the subscribe button. If you don't, YouTube is not going to notify you every time I upload a video, so if you want to be notified every time I post a new tutorial, a new build or a new video on the channel at all, just remember to hit that little bell icon right next to the subscribe button. But with that being said guys, let's go ahead and build this. Okay guys, before we get started, here is a layout of the floor plan, and as you can see, this one is actually a pretty simple layout. We've got the red blocks on the corners there, they are 1 block, the yellow block is 3 blocks, the green is 4 blocks, blue is 5, pink is 9, and the orange one there is a little entrance porch. That is going to be a little 3x3 platform. Okay, so make sure you have all those measurements before you get started. And I'm going to quickly run all of the resources you're going to need across the screen now, so feel free to pause it if you need to do so guys. With that being said, let's go ahead and start building. Okay guys, we're going to start with the foundation as always. Now the orange section here, this is going to be where the front porch, where the main door is, so the overhang is going to be on the same side as that. So we're going to come down to the right hand front corner of that from here. Get your stone blocks and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Behind this we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Diagonally up to the left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. To the right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Coming down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Diagonally down to the left 1, 2, 3, and we should now be back where we started. Now on this little corner here, we're going to raise this one by 2, and also this little corner here by 2, and then we're just going to join this all the way around like this, and then once more, making it 3 layers high in total. Now on this corner here, we're going to raise this by 5 more, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we're going to do the same on this corner here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Making it 6 in total. Now, join across the top like this. And then we're going to place 2 more layers just underneath all the way across. Perfect. Okay, now starting down the bottom here guys, we're basically going to fill the rest of these walls here all the way up to the same height. Okay, so just go around and fill it in with your stone. We'll come back and we'll do the texturing a little bit later on, but for now we're just going to fill it up with stone. Okay, once you're done, let's go ahead to the little section here, and we're going to basically make a 3x3 square here with cobblestone. Starting from that little cornered edge there, just make a 3x3, and then right on this little edge here, just put some cobblestone slabs. Now go ahead and get yourself your spruce fence, and you can also go 1, 2, 3 and then 2 just here, just to make your little entranceway at the front here. Now again, we will be texturing this up a little bit later, but for now we're going to leave it as it is. Now let's get our spruce planks, and on here, so this is 4 blocks wide here. Okay, so we're going to skip that corner, leave another block, and then break these 2 here, okay, because this is going to be our doorway. And then on the inside here, we just want to fill at the same layer at the bottom here. Just go ahead and fill this all in with some planks of your choice. I'm going to go ahead and use the spruce planks, but you guys can use any wood you want. Okay, once your flooring's all in place, let's head back onto the outside here. And we're going to start getting in the little roof for this part of the building here. Now we're going to go ahead and do all the windows and stuff like that after. So let's just start with the little roof here. So let's place a row of planks across this little edge here, and then 1 more on each side. Then we're going to get our slabs, and we're going to put a row of them on the bottom half of these blocks here. Round this side here, we're going to place a slab on the top half of that block. Then 1 up, 1 over, 1 up, 1 over, 1 up. Let's do the same around this side. we're going to go one over, one up, one over, one up, one over, one up. And then of course we're just going to join the slabs across the top like this, connecting them in the centers. And at this point, guys, if you can, go ahead and get your stone blocks and just make a row across here and a row across here. And then we're going to go ahead, place a slab in there, and then just close off this little section here, just like so. Now, underneath here, we can fit one more full block in. So we're going to put one underneath there, and then round the back here, one more under there. Now for a window here, guys, we're going to go ahead, break one here and one here. So basically there's a 1 block gap between them and a 1 block at the bottom. Now while we're here, I'm going to put in an upside down stair there for cobblestone and a stone brick one just here. And then just put a window in there for the moment. Now the reason that I've got the cobblestone and the stone bricks here, guys, is because we're going to texture up all of these walls later on. So we're just going to leave them random for the little bit of shape for above the windows. And again, under here, I'm going to go ahead and put in a upside down stone brick stair. Sorry, guys. Okay, guys. Now, before we do anything else, we're going to go ahead and start getting in the second roof up here. So we're going to start with our stairs. We're going to place the spruce stair here. Place one on this side. And then we're going to run a row all the way down to the end. And then overhang by one with an upside down stair on top. Then we're going to run our stairs all the way back down to this end. Overhang by one. We're going to turn this slab here into a full block like this. And then we're going to place an upside down stair just there. Then we're going to repeat that same process on this side. So let's start with a stair overhanging at the edge. Bring it all the way down. Upside down stair here. Stairs going all the way back. Overhang there, turn that one to a full block, place an upside down stair here, and then down the back here we're going to put an upside down stair on both of these sides as well. Now at this point, guys, we're just going to go a slab on each side, then we're going to go a slab coming inwards and then upwards, and then just join the middles like this. Okay, so we should have a little free section like this. And then we're going to run that all the way down to the front again. So first of all, let's go ahead, put in a row of stone here and a row of stone on here. There should be 5 blocks in that gap. Then we're going to bring our slabs all the way down, joining it up to this stair here. Do the same on this one. And then we're going to grab our planks, place 3 of them in the center here, and just bring them all the way back until they are level with the front edge of the roof. Just like so. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Now we're going to just go ahead and start bringing down our roof on this edge. So let's get our spruce slabs. And where the entranceway is here, we're going to place a slab just underneath that stair. Then we're going to go out by one. Then we're going to come down. Out by another one. Down, out and then down. Out and then down and then out. Okay. So now, where this block is here, if we place a fence, it should sit on the half block like this. Okay. So we can place another one underneath, and then we can get ourselves an andesite wall. And then place that just underneath. Okay. Now the reason I'm doing this now, guys, we could have done it after, but I'm just doing it so you guys can see the measurements, so you know that you should have half a slab just on top there. Okay, just so you make sure that the height for the flooring is correct. Now at this point here, guys, this corner is going to be slightly different. Okay, so over here we're going to go to this corner, go in one, place an slab underneath that stair, and then one out. Then we're going to go down and in and then come out. Okay, so we're going to come like that. We can break that one there and then place another one there again. Then we're going to do the same thing again. So one there, one out. Break that one there. Now let's bring this one over by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks. That's it. And then we just want to bring this down one more time. So go there, there, and then there. And then that should be good. And now what we're going to do is join the top ones together. So bring the slab all the way over, joining it to this side. This one here, join it to this side, this one over to this side, and then finally this little one here, we'll bring that all the way over and join it in there. Okay, perfect. Now, of course, guys, you don't have to have this curved edge roof if you don't want to. You could make it straight and extend the area, okay? I done this in the world that I was building in, because on this edge here, bringing it in is kind of following with the hill, because there's a bit of a hill that comes around for me. So if you're building this near a bit of terrain where it comes up, this works really well, building it like this, okay? Then underneath here, just make sure you go ahead and put one in there so we kind of even out that edge of the roof there. But I think it looks pretty cool like that. Now, we're going to go ahead and put in a sort of a little curved wall here, just to section this off a little bit. So from this corner here, we're going to go in and we're going to grab our cobblestone. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. On the 5th block here, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we're going to come here, we're going to go 1, 2, 1 there, and then just put a couple like so. Okay, just to create a little bit of an area there. In fact, we'll put a 3rd one there as well. Then we're going to get our slabs, and for this wall here, we're going to just mix this up again. So let's go ahead. In fact, you know what? Let's put 2 layers here, like that. We'll put a slab there, and then maybe a slab there, a slab there. That one there could be turned to a half slab, maybe. Half a slab down there, slab there. And we just kind of want to mix this wall up a little bit here, just to make it look a little bit rough. Something like that. That should be good. So we got a little working area there. Okay, right, that's looking pretty good. Now, one more thing I'm going to do is come down to the very back here, and right in the middle here, I'm going to break this one out here for a little window, and then just put a glass pane in there. Now, I'm using the grey stained glass panes, but you can use any glass panes that you want. And then one more is where the doorway is here. Let's break that block there and put an upside down stair there. It can be a stone brick or a cobblestone, it doesn't matter. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Now, before we get the chimney in and the workstation area and stuff like that, we're going to go ahead and just mess these walls up a little bit. So you want to go ahead and use a sort of combination of cobblestone, andesite and stone bricks. Okay, so we've got our cobblestone is already there. Let's get our cobblestone. We've already got the stone in the walls. So we're going to get some andesite and some stone bricks. And you can do this in literally any way you want. You can just scatter them. You can make it however you please. So I would go ahead and just start patching in a few cobblestone first of all. You don't want it to look too much like a pattern, so just do a few random ones, something like that. Just dot them in wherever you please. And then yeah, just go ahead guys, just put a couple of them here and there, dot them about. I tend to stick to them more lower, but you can put them in higher as well. It really depends on the sort of effect you want for your build. So just start scattering in some cobblestone, and then you're going to go ahead and do the same with the polished andesite, and then just scatter a few bricks in as well, and then you should get a very nice texture. So we're going to go around, just get a few of those in for now, and then yeah, it should look much nicer when it's done. Okay guys, now that all the texturing is in place, you can see that really brings the build to life. Now I went ahead and I've textured all of the walls, I've textured this little platform here, and also the wall that come around the side here. And it just adds so much detail to the build alone. Even though there's not many details there, those textures just really bring it all out and just make it look a whole lot better. Now we're going to start working on the chimney. So to do that, we're going to come underneath here, and we're going to put a little fireplace in just here. So from this little edge here, which is right in front of the little platform here, we're going to go 1, 2, and on the 3rd one, we're going to place a bricks just here, and then we're going to place another bricks here, leaving a 1 block gap. And then on top, we're just going to run those all the way up to the top there. So just bring them all the way down. At the very bottom here, we're going to put an upside down brick and an upside down brick here, a normal brick in the middle. Now on this one, we're going to go up by 1, leave a 1 block gap, and we're going to put a stair facing that way, and then another stair facing that way. Oops, no, like that, facing inwards. Then we're going to put an upside down stair here, and then if we can, we're going to break that one just there, the slab, and then bring the bricks all the way down. Then we're going to get our andesite walls, place them just in here, and then place a campfire just in that gap there. And it looks like a little fireplace where the blacksmith might come and heat up some of the tools and weapons when he's trying to repair them. Now, above this, we're going to go ahead and climb up onto the roof here. And where we got this brick that we broke the slab for, we're going to break these 3 stairs in front of it like this. And then this 1 stair at the top here, okay? So, like a kind of plus sign. Now, from here, guys, we're going to go 1, 2 on top of all of these. And then 1 at the back here so that they're all level. And then for the moment, we're going to just put a temporary block in the center. It can be any block, it doesn't matter because we're going to break it in a moment. Then we're going to go ahead and place upside down stairs around it. Like this. Place another block on top of it. Go ahead, place another row of upside down stairs around the edge of it. And then break those 2 blocks in the center. At the very top here, I'm going to go ahead and place in a campfire. Then andesite walls on top of these upside down stairs. And then brick slabs on top of those. There we go. We've got a nice little chimney there. And it's not too high, so it looks nice and it fits well with this little build. And I think it's turned out really cool. I really like the look of this. Now, let's go ahead and get in a spruce door. So we're going to put our spruce door in from the inside. I think that looks pretty good. And then on this side here, to add a little bit of detail, we're going to put in an andesite wall on the bottom corners. And then 2 of our spruce fences on top, just like that. Just to add a little bit of detail. And if you want, you could put some spruce plank slabs just underneath the windows there, just to make it look like a little window ledge. Now, round at the back of the build around here, I'm also going to go ahead and put a trapdoor just here so it looks like a little shutter. And if you wanted to, you could put a little slab there to look like a little window ledge as well. And that's looking pretty good. Now down the side here, you can do whatever you want with this for windows. If you want to put a few windows in, you can. If you don't want many windows, you don't have to. But what I done is I went from this corner here. I went over and then up, leave a 2 block gap at the bottom and break this one here. Okay, so the 3rd block up. We're going to put a window in just there. And then from this side here, I'm going to go up an extra one here. So 1, 2, 3, and on the 4th one, I'm going to break that window, leave a 1 block gap and break that window. And I think that's plenty for the windows. Let's just quickly grab a window pane just here and let's get ourselves some stone brick stairs. And we're going to just place them upside down above the windows. And then of course we're going to put our windows in the little gaps like so. And then we're going to just put a shutter on each side of those like that. And then 1 in here as well. And if you wanted to, you could put a slab. Oops, that's a 4 block. Let's get a slab. Place it underneath the windows again as a little bit of a decoration. But I wouldn't go too far or too crazy with all the windows on here, because you really don't need them on this little build. You know, just a few windows is more than enough, I think. Okay guys, now I'm going to show you what I've done with the outside here. So we're going to decorate up the outside, but for the interior, I'm going to leave the interior down to you. But what I will do at the end of the video is I will show you what I've done in my blacksmith in the village. So you'll see what I've done. I'll give you a few little ideas of what you can do on the inside. But then it's up to you whether you want to copy what I've done or if you want to go and do something yourself. Okay, so it's kind of a bit more of an inspiration at the end of the video. Okay, so for the outside here, guys, I'm going to go ahead and throw in a bunch of gravel and then some cool dirt as well, okay? So I'm going to put mostly gravel, okay? So just kind of plot it all around here. There is no particular way of doing this. You can do it how you please. I like to kind of give it a bit of a rough look. So just kind of making sure that you have a few little gaps in between, kind of like this, okay? And then with the cool dirt, I normally go ahead and make sure that we got it around the edge. Add in a few where we've got these few little patches like that, and 1 in that corner there. And I think that is probably good enough. You know, we want it to look a little bit rough. It is for a lower class housing area after all. So something like this I think works really well. Now let's add in a few more details. So if the blacksmith has got the fire here, he's going to want a water bucket to douse out the douse the weapons in when he's heated them up. So let's go ahead and put in a little area here. So we put a trapdoor there, one there, and we're going to open it. And we're going to put a water bucket in there in just a moment. I think what I might do is go ahead and in the bottom there, we're going to break it and put a slab. And then that way it looks like it's full on the inside. And that should be pretty good. Okay, so we'll get a water bucket in there in a moment. Above the of the water here, on the next block up, make sure it's not on the bottom of this block. Okay, on this one here, you want to put 2 trapdoors like this. And the reason we want them like that is so that we can put some items on top like this. Maybe a couple of barrels. You could put a barrel on a chest or whatever you want on that shelf. It's there for something that you might want to use it for. Right, okay, so now we've got that in place, let's go ahead and make a little workbench for the blacksmith here. So we're going to go ahead and I think we're going to go from this block here. Okay, so we've got this little corner piece here. Let's go ahead and we're going to put in a upside down stair there. Then we're going to put in a temporary stair just here. Place an upside down one there and break that. And in that one block gap in the center, we'll put a slab. Okay. Little work table, and we'll put some more details on there in a second as well. I think behind it over here we're gonna have a little storage area, so we're gonna put a little rack thing here, like as if it's holding everything in. For the blacksmith station here, I'm gonna just temporarily put a trapdoor there, and then on top of it put another one, and then we're gonna do that. So we'll have a little sort of thing to like that looks like a little kind of area for working on. Okay, let's go ahead and get in a little bit of lighting. So underneath here, I think on this one and this one here. So on 2 ends there, we're going to put a couple of lanterns. And then where the door is over here, we'll place one, boom, right above the door. Now, let's go ahead and place in a water bucket in the corner here. Then we're going to go ahead, let's put a chest, I think about there. We're going to put a note block. Let's leave a 1 block gap. We'll place one about there. We'll put our blacksmith station and then an anvil like that. I think that looks pretty good. Maybe we'll have a backup anvil over the side here as well. Let's go ahead. We're going to put a lever in here because it kind of looks a bit like a hammer. I think it looks really cool. Then we'll put a pressure plate and a stone button there like that, which looks like sort of like a metal area for banging out some weapons, and then maybe something else that you can use to put in a bit of shape to the weapons and stuff like that. Okay, now just a few more details. I think I'm going to put another barrel down there. We're going to get some note blocks because they look like crates in this pack, but they look pretty good in an area like this, so we could go ahead and do something like that. We could also go ahead and put in maybe some coal like this, and then maybe even some iron in there to look like a little storage area where the blacksmith have got some of these coal that still needs to be smelted and some iron ore. Guys, I think that is looking pretty good. Maybe we'll go ahead. Let's go ahead. Maybe put another cobblestone there, and then we could put the grindstone on the wall like that. Over in that corner over there, we could maybe get a couple of note blocks, maybe something like that, maybe just a couple like that. Okay guys, and one last thing that you would probably want to do is go ahead, get yourself in a bit of a grass path. So from where your door is here, put a few little layers like this, create a little curved path to wherever your path is kind of going. So for now, we're going to kind of go something like this, over this way. We'll make it 3 wide, leading up to the house. Okay guys, so once you get your path wall in place, you should have something that looks a bit like this, and then bring it round so that it joins into your blacksmith area as well. Makes it look a little bit more realistic. Then get your cool dirt, go around and kind of just make a little jagged line around the edge. You haven't got to be sort of exact or any particular placement with this. You ain't got to place it on every spot, but kind of just make a little rough edge with your cool dirt here. Just making sure you're kind of going back and forth, making a sort of more of a jagged style line. You don't want it to be straight. I think straight is just going to not look messy enough for this kind of area. And again, if you place too much, just go ahead and add in your grass path, something like this. Let's get a few scattered in the middle of the path as well. Something probably along these lines. Yeah, that looks good. We don't want to overdo it here. We don't want to go too crazy. And then what I would do is just go ahead on your coaster, place in a few bits of grass, maybe something like that. Just like that. Just makes it look a little bit overgrown. Place some around the edge of your path as well. Something kind of like that. I think that looks good. And then you can always go ahead and use a bit of bone meal if you want instead. Get your bone meal. Go ahead, do some large ferns as well, because I think these are really good for making the area look overgrown. Because they're not the same as the grass, I think it just adds a little bit of a nicer look. I really love the tall ferns. Something kind of like that. Let's go ahead, just put it down a tiny bit of bone meal. There we go, something kind of along those lines, guys. It's just about kind of making it look a little bit rough and run down, because this is a lower class housing area, so we want it to blend in with the environment. But yeah, guys, I think that is just about it. Like I said, this is a very simple build, but I think it works really well in this area. I absolutely love it. Now, if you are using my texture pack, guys, which is linked in the description, it's only available for Java Edition, and it is an edited version of Germsy Boy's texture pack. So be sure to check the link out in the description for that. And one thing this pack does do, which is pretty cool, is with the paintings, we have a few different style paintings here. So we can go ahead and we can place some down here. Let's mess around with this. There we go. We can do something like that. We can crouch and place a painting on here until we get the right one. There we go. A couple of knives for crafting over here. We could go ahead, maybe, I don't know where else we really need to put anything. We can go ahead and maybe, if we cover this block here, that is, we can go ahead and get, in this pack we got, there we go, a little notice. Something like that. Maybe it's like where you can come and place your orders or something. You can write down an order or something. But yeah. Overall, guys, I think that is looking pretty good, and I'm really happy with it. Only other thing you can do is, like I always say, is go ahead and maybe add in a few flower pots. It's always nice to add a little bit of color to the area, and then just add a flower of your choice into the pots. But again, guys, go ahead and put them wherever you please. But yeah, guys, that is just about it for this tutorial. Let's go ahead and take a look at what I've done on the interior in the house in our little village. And see if I can give you guys any inspiration for the inside of your blacksmith. Okay, guys, before we get started, let's quickly just go over the placement of the blacksmith. So we're sitting on the outside of the wall. Now, the wall I did go over the last couple of episodes. I spoke about doing the gate and the wall. Now, like I said, the wall over here has 5 piece sections, and then this one here has 6 sections. Then we've got our tower that is replicated from that version over there. The blacksmith is just on the outside over here, and this corner of the house here, okay, this corner here, the right hand corner. So when we started the tutorial, we started from this block here and we've done a row across the front there. Okay, that corner block on that side has a 5 block gap between that and the very corner of the tower. Okay, this andesite row here, there is a 5 block gap between that. So if you want to build this in exactly the same location, that is where this one needs to be built. Now, before we finish up and take a look at the interior as well, guys, there's 2 things I want to quickly go over with. One is there are a bunch of builds behind the wall, and there's a tutorial as well for the wall, the gate, and everything else. So if you see any build over here and you want a tutorial for it, be sure to check the playlist link out in the description, and you'll see all of these builds are on there somewhere, okay? So we'll start from number 1, which was the dock, and we went from there. So all of these builds are all done in the tutorials below. Now, also, if you want a tutorial on some trees, I've got a tutorial coming up, probably going to be next week now. But I've got a tutorial that's going to show you how to build trees like this one, these little trees over here. I've got a bunch of small trees, so maybe sort of somewhere between 5 and 10 different trees designs. And I'm going to do a tutorial on each one, show you how to exactly replicate these tree designs, because they're very simple, but they look really good in little areas like this. I mean, look how much detail the little trees here by the blacksmith add. They really bring the village to life, and they add so much to it. So I'll go ahead and I'm going to do a tutorial on that very soon. Now, with that being said, guys, we're going to go ahead quickly and take a look on the interior. So if we just head on to the inside, let's go in here. As you can see, it's fairly simple when we come in here. We have got the little armor stand here with some armor on it. We have also got some swords up on the wall and some item frames. We've got some barrels on the side here. We've got another little blacksmith bench. And if you go ahead and you actually don't put the blacksmith bench down, make a hole in the ground, and then put a slab on the ground, what you can then do is drop an armor stand onto it by placing it against the block on the wall there. Once it's on the wall, above it you need to place a blacksmith bench like this. It'll have to be 2 blocks above it, because remember, you're going down onto a half slab, so you'll have to be 2 blocks above. Then you'll have to get a piston, put a redstone block or redstone torch next to it, or a lever, push the blacksmith bench down 1, then move the piston down again, and then push it down 1 more block, and you'll end up like this with an armor stand. And all you got to do is just place the helmet on top. And that's it. It's simple as that. On the inside here, we've got a little workbench as well, which I think looks pretty cool. We've got an item frame, an armor stand up there on top of a barrel, a little chest. We've got a little shelf up here for some storage. The ceiling, as you can see, I've just put some upside down stairs on the edges. A little bit more storage up on the corner there. Another armor stand over here. Nice and simple in here, nothing crazy. It's just like a little blacksmith shop basically. And then if we go through here, this is where he lives. So in here, to the side here, he's got a little kitchen. Nothing too crazy, just a very simple little kitchen, a little table. Some little units at the side here, some storage above here. And then over in the corner here, we've got a little stairway that comes up. And up here, we've got ourselves a little bedroom with a bed, a little box, and pretty much, you know, that's it. It's nothing much to this one. Very simple and easy to put together. Obviously, we put this dividing wall here as well. And the wall is located, oops, if we come out, is located, we've got 1 window there, 2nd window there, and then we've got 1 block gap here, and then the wall starts on the next one, okay? So between this edge here, there are 5 blocks, okay? And then the wall divides the rest of the house up. But yeah, guys, that is just about it. As you can see, the interior is pretty simple, really. Nothing much to the interior. But overall, I think it looks really good, and it fits this area really well. Anyway, guys, that just about brings us to the end of this tutorial. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to smash that like button. And if you're new to the channel, then please consider subscribing. Just don't forget to hit that bell so you get notified every time I post a new video. But for now, this is Blue Nerd signing out, and I will catch you guys in the next one.